notification is not popping up when they get it open. If I wanted a game that broke more than it fixed, literally I would go back to Dead by Daylight. If I wanted a game where the matches lasted 3 minutes, I'd go back to Dead by Daylight. If I wanted a game where I was feeling like I was playing 1v4 because nobody wants to communicate, I'd go back to Dead by Daylight. At least Dead by Daylight is designed around the 1v4. This game is designed around 3v4. And then the devs go and turn around and force a 2v4. And we all know that whenever the 6-player forced match happens, it's not ever victim. We don't have enough people playing family members to instantly fill up slots that open up in a lobby. And if you are locked in as playing Leatherface, the countdown starts to force you into a 2v4. So then what happens to bypass that forced 2v4 as a family member, you got to pick a different family member, even if you want to play Leatherface. Just to wait for somebody to come in and see that nobody's picked Leatherface to leave again. Where does this make sense? Literally, one of the fastest, easiest speed run objectives in every map of this game is basement exit fuse box. And now all of a sudden we're not getting notified? The last game I had, we had me and another guy, and we had a cook that wasn't on comms. That one person on comms was enough to screw us because they didn't call anything out. And it was a level 3 cook, so he didn't have tier 3. I want this game to be good. I want this game to be fun. You know, even amongst the toxicity of Friday the 13th, the game was fun until they stopped supporting updates and exploits and shit were running rampant. But no, I can't blame Gun Media. They're not the devs. It's Sumo. Sumo needs to step it up. Realize there's a problem with the design and the layout. There's too many infinites in the basements, slaughterhouse infinites with the gaps in the wall. Even when you're running a wireframe hitchhiker, you can't catch up to a fucking maxed out Julie with infinite stamina. And the fucked up thing about it is Hitchhiker's the only one with anything that can make you go any faster through the gaps or in the crawl spaces or even potentially catch up. So people are playing the trap variant. Hitchhiker's screwed too. Bomb Squad. Literally a perk that completely negates the ability of a family member. Who does that? Let alone conning in the fucking lockpicks, the padlocks for cook. Like, there is a completely hard counter negated ability or perk that victims have to completely shut down family side. And now, since the update, Fusebox exit notification isn't popping up. People are escaping from it. We can't sit here and blame that on freaking PC hackers, because I'm not playing a PC. If I was on PC, then maybe that'd be questionable. But this is the developers breaking more than they fixed. And who the hell puts something in the game to force a 2v4 when the game's based around a 3v4? You're gonna have the best fucking team 3v4 on comms on family and still struggle because of the way the objectives are so goddamn easy in this game. Again, my biggest problem is there's no need for 2 items for each objective. Instead of having 2 items, that could be an extra spot where it might spawn. Take one of those items away, take a fuse away, take a pressure valve away, and just those spawn points for that valve or that fuse. Because there's 2 fuses, 2 pressure valves. So each of them have what? 3 potential spawns? So take one away and make it have 1 fuse or 1 valve have 6 potential spawns. The placement of the exit gates, the fuse box exit gates, are problematic. One, there's way too many wells in the game. And on Family House specifically, that one well's literally right next to it. And then you got the freaking slaughterhouse, the side entrance, the blue door on the side of the stairs that comes up out of the basement underneath the slaughterhouse is right next to the fuse box entrance exit. And guess what it has? It has a wall with a gap in it that you cannot do anything about. The fuse gate exit is way too easy. Expand the basement size? I don't know. Move it around? I don't know. Do something. Here's the problem I'm seeing. When you got somebody that leaves on victim side, somebody almost instantly replaces them. You get somebody leave because they don't want to play Leatherface, it literally takes nearly the full 5-minute countdown. And sometimes longer. This is why they implemented this forced 6-player game. Or forced 6-player. Because of the fact that they know they don't have enough family members. And instead of trying to force a game with 2 family members, how about we fix the reason why nobody's playing family? I honestly would rather get booted out after the timer counts down and find another lobby. I do it anyway because I don't sit there and wait for it to force me into a 2v4 when the game is balanced and based around 3v4. You can't do it. So what the fuck are these devs doing? Like I said, if I wanted to play a game that was made by a dev team who broke more than they fixed in every update, I'd go back to Dead by Daylight. If I wanted 3-minute matches, I'd go back. If I wanted to talk to myself and play solo as the killer side of the game, I'd go back. What's keeping me from going back right now? Because it's literally the same exact thing. The game's different, yes. The game's set up differently, yes. But the way this game is, nobody's on comms, so I might as well be playing solo. 1 out of 10 games, I'll get a good team with comms and I'll get a win. We got people who don't comprehend when you have a support character like Cook, which is exactly what he is. He's not meant to go running around. He can, but he's not meant to. That's not his whole kit isn't based on running around. I mean, I guess you can. I've made it so where the marking lasts longer and you or not last longer, but you focus quicker so you can use it more in chase. But by all means, he's supposed to be support. That's the whole point of his kit. And then you get people that don't even have the where the whole team sees it, not on mics, not communicating. Not only is it, I started playing as Cook. I stopped and I respec him and used it for Sissy because of the fact that nobody on comms, even with the tier 3 Seek so that they can see him, they don't pay any attention. So again, I don't understand what's going on with the devs right now. They are literally not comprehending what's happening in the game. They're trying to force. Do you think that it's ever going to be a 3v3? That the person, that the team that's going to be one man down is ever going to be the victims? No. So many more people are playing victim side than they are family members. So it's always the family members that are going to be one man down. And you need three men, a 3-man team, right? A 3-person team. Sorry, I don't want to put the whole gender thing out there, but a 3-person team on comms to do really well. It's bad enough we already have one person on comms, and when I'm calling shit out, I get told to shut the fuck up. Or I get called racial slurs, homophobic slurs, or if they hear my kid in the background, they start becoming ableist and fucking calling all kinds of freaking shit about my kid, my autistic son in the background. And again, I'm on PS5 broadcast. I can't fucking get the audio from the other people recorded. So they get away with all that shit. I don't know what this dev team's thinking or doing. You give us the option to be able to queue up solo. But this game is so obviously based around party communication. And as a solo player on family side, you don't get that experience. And then the devs putting in the forced 6-man games, do they even test their own games when they put shit out there? Do they go in the servers in the actual game, or do they just do it on their own little computers? Because then they would have noticed there's not enough family members queuing up. And instead of trying to force a game because somebody's not loading in or people keep leaving and the lobbies keep closing out, fix the problems to get the family members back. It's as simple as that. Why would you force it knowing that one side has more players? Because you got to think about it, right? You got 2 asymmetrical games where their player base is primarily survivor side or counselor side coming into one game. 1v4 game and a 1v7. There are people, yes, in Friday the 13th that ultimately preferred to be Jason. I don't know about recently, because from what I understand, it's Jason Bully Simulator. But at one point, Jason, I only wanted to play Jason. I didn't care about playing Counselor if I didn't need to. And then you got the 1v4, where clearly in Dead by Daylight, anybody that knows Dead by Daylight, it's completely survivor player base compared to. So why did the devs think that this was going to be a good idea? They should have known just by the player base in the communities from 2 different games, they're going to be on one side of the game more. And they didn't think that a game that was balanced around needing 3-person communication on family side, where there's more survivor slash victim slash counselor players in the game that you weren't putting family at a huge disadvantage, you're still getting lobbies closing down. Because when I see that it's taken a while, I just back out. And then there's 2 open spots on family. Your solution is not doing anything except for pushing family members to victim side even more. Because it's 9 times out of 10 you will never see a victim sided disadvantage in this case with this update. So yeah, if I wanted a 3-minute game, I'd go back to Dead by Daylight. If I wanted to feel like I was playing the killer side by myself, I'd go back to Dead by Daylight. If I wanted 3-minute matches, I would go back to Dead by Daylight. Sumo and Gun Media, what are you going to do to make players like me, who come from Dead by Daylight, I've played both, but I basically came from Dead by Daylight, to not want to go back? That's my question. What are you going to do? Fix the game or let it die out like every other asymmetrical and lose to the popularity? Because you know what's going to happen? This game's going to fall apart. It's going to become another fucking abuse the killer, bully the killer video game, just like Friday the 13th was. After the lawsuit shut down support to it, everybody started using exploits, glitches. You're working on the hacking right now? That's not going to matter. Not with your fucking, we're going to force 6-man games now, and it's... I just don't understand. Where are you going to go with this? What are you going to do to keep people that play this game on family side to not go back to killer side on Dead by Daylight? Because I'm right now about to load up Dead by Daylight again for a while, and then maybe come back to this today. This is going to be another one of those games that collect dust on my backlog, I feel. Now, Gun Media, you were the last hope of the asymmetrical genre, right? IllFonics failed twice. Since your guys' Friday the 13th release, IllFonics failed twice. Predator Hunting Ground and Spirits Unleashed. Now you're taking up the mantle as the publisher again in this genre. Are you gonna let your game fail? Or are you gonna get on your fucking dev team to do the right thing to keep this game alive? Because it's not gonna stay alive. It's gonna be another Evil Dead. It'll have its popularity for maybe about 3-4 months. It'll still have players, but it'll be the same people over and over again, and then it's gonna fall into the hell that Friday the 13th fell into. But the difference is, Friday the 13th had no more support after the lawsuit. This game does. So what's the problem? Do we not see what's going on right now? I already see this game a year from now becoming a bully simulator again for victim side bullying. They're already doing it. They're exploiting the freaking wonky ass freaking hitboxes on the doors. Being able to go through a door to slam it shut and knock you down on your face while they're on the other side of the door. Yeah, I'm just gonna end this again with the same question that I've just said like 3 or 4 times. 3-minute games, I might as well go back to Dead by Daylight. Bully squads, might as well go back to Dead by Daylight. No comms constantly on family side, causing massive issues with win ratios. Might as well go back to Dead by Daylight because I already feel like I'm constantly playing as a solo killer. But at least Dead by Daylight's based on balanced, well, I won't say balanced, but designed around the 1v4. This is designed around 3v4. And when you're feeling like you're a solo player on the family side, there's no way that you're going to do anything. You're going to constantly lose. And you're going to lose players that want to play family side. They're either going to go to victim or they're going to go back to the game that they previously came from. And the fact that when you fix things, it breaks more than what you fixed, might as well go back to Dead by Daylight. Come on, Sumo. You and Gun Media, the big name Gun Media, the ones that published Friday the 13th, one of the more successful, I would have to say probably the most successful. If it wasn't for the lawsuit, it would still be going strong if it had the support that it was getting in the beginning. We probably wouldn't even be playing this right now, or we might, but not. We'd be playing either DBD, this, or Friday the 13th. It's up to the publisher. We can complain all we want to the devs. The devs are only going to do what they're told to do by the publishers. And I had faith in Gun Media when this game came out. I always felt that it was just going to be one of them niche novelty things. It's going to be done. It's going to be done in a few months. The novelty's going to wear off. But I've only had this game for a week and I'm already seeing massive issues. I know the game just started, but they're focusing on the wrong things right now. They isolated the PC hackers, but why did they make it so that we are gonna play 2v4 in a game that's designed around 3v4? I think I drove my questions of why I shouldn't just go back to Dead by Daylight quite enough in this clip in this video right now. I'm just now wondering what the answer is going to be. What are they going to do? What are they going to do to keep players like me who are seeing things fall apart and nobody doing anything about it, and the devs are just making things worse by forcing a man disadvantage? I have not once played a game where anybody loaded into the game. No, you don't have that option. You don't have the opportunity. Okay, the game starts. Maybe somebody will load into the game as the character they want that's not being used and join the game. No, it's literally from beginning to end 2v4. You're not helping the situation with shit like that. Not at all. Especially for solo players. Now, I can get 1 or 2 kills maybe at best if I have nobody on comms with me. That's usually only as Leatherface. So, the way I look at it is, people are all in party chats anyway. You might as well just remove in-game comms. Cause I know it's a struggle for victims too. I've talked to some people that have the same problem where they play solo and they're always having teams and party chats. Either that or block third-party communications from your game with your anti-cheats or something. Don't ban them for it, but block it so it's not used, so people actually have to use the in-game comms. Whatever happened to being able to do that? People want to play a game like this and it requires communication, then make them communicate. That's up to you. Can't make everybody happy. But I would suppose that you would want to make enough people happy that will keep the game alive and not become a fucking disaster like Friday the 13th did. Literally, you have the option to not make this another Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, you didn't have the option. Although you could have just shut the servers down to begin altogether. But now you have that option, Gun Media, to do something about this game so it doesn't end up where people are exploiting shit, where people are abusing shit, where people are making the game experience miserable for everybody else. I don't know what else to say, but literally everything that's happening right now in this game, I might as well go play Dead by Daylight. Which I think is what I'm gonna do once I'm done this.